was a bit relieved that I kind of had found something that I was okay at. Do you know what I mean?
Were there any teachers that noticed that you had a talent?
My science teacher.
Yes.
I think she thought, you know, gosh, for a scientist, you'd make a great actress. You know what I mean? She was lovely, Mrs. Thompson. I also had a drama teacher who kind of nurtured me.
But presumably at this stage you're thinking, I'd like to be an actress, are you?
Yes, I was. Although at that time I didn't really know about stand-up, but I knew about... well, I don't say I knew, but I'd been subjected to comedy actors, which I liked. And it was...
Like who?
Like Julie Waters and Victoria Wood and... I mean, not when I was young, but when I was a teenager, definitely you and Jennifer and Tracy Ullman, Girls on Top. Also, watching stuff like Bon Mitzvah Boy and all Jack Rosenthal stuff, and just stuff that struck a chord in me because it was funny, but it wasn't... There was that, and then there was also... you'd watch things like Sunday Night at the Palladium, and Tommy Cooper and Jimmy Tarbuck and things like that, and I just thought, God, that's great. That's what they do. They get out and they make people laugh.
Did you ever watch any of the American shows, Lucille Ball or any of that?
Never Lucille Ball. That was never really on my radar. But definitely, I remember watching Rhoda. Do you remember Rhoda?
Yes, I do.
I loved that.
Yeah.
And then when I got a bit older, to see things like Woody Allen and brilliant American comedy. They were those studio-based sitcoms that when I did start getting into acting, getting into comedy, that was all I wanted to do. Was a studio-based sitcom where you go out and you do your stuff, but the audience are there and they know the characters. And I just thought that was the best thing.
Were you aware that it was based in a studio, but you just knew it was different to...
Yeah, no, I don't think I was. It was
film?
only when I began doing stuff that I realised, oh, God, they make that in the studio. No, I think when I was young, I just thought it was just hilarious.
Is your family proud of you?
Yes, they are.
They're pleased that you've made this choice?
Yeah, I think so.
They're not embarrassed in any way?
They're not embarrassed in any way. No,
My family are quite embarrassed.
Are they?
A little bit,
But then you've been doing it a lot... I don't think you've been doing it a lot longer.
Yeah,
I mean, you've been...
There's more for them to be embarrassed about.
And I only do what I do to sort of keep back the bitterness, really. I do. I think I do.
What, do you think something's going to burst through?
No, I don't. I think, you know, it's everything's really great what's happened to me, but I don't get dizzy with it or anything like that, because all I do is I think, it's relief. You know, that's relief. Because in my parallel world, there's me sitting at home, waiting for the phone to ring. Will someone give me a 10-minute slot at stand-up? You know what I mean? There's that parallel life that I could have...
That was never going to happen.
How do you know?
That is never going to happen because I think over and above the innate laziness that I don't know if you have it as badly as me, but I definitely have it. Well, no, it's not laziness, actually. It's more lethargy, isn't it?
Mine, yeah, I agree with that, because I think when I need to, I'm quite industrious, but I do it in short bursts with intense pressure. Do you know what I mean? It literally has to be done now.
Yeah.
But when I do it, I'm quite, you know, and I'm quite buzzy. But 80% of the time, I'd like to sleep.
Yeah.
And I'd quite happily do that.
But do you think that's because, I think possibly when your job is comedy, it's quite full on, it's big, it's waiting to see if it's quite nerve-wracking to see if the stupid arse you've made of yourself is something people are going to laugh at or not. And you have to be quite active, physically quite active, and brain working all the time. And so I think slightly you pay for that with becoming a sort of couch potato.
Your body shutting down and saying it will only obey you with after 8 minutes.
Yes, exactly. I mean, some people would say that if you're a comedian, then you must also be tragic.
Yeah.
There must be equal amounts of yin and yang, and so on. I think it's possibly not that for me. It's a similar thing to stuff I've heard you say in the past about I will be active, then I will just not be active.
Yeah. And of course, if I did downsize and become a midwife, that's not an option, is it?
No.
You can't only be active.
No, I really wouldn't want you to deliver any baby of mine, thank you very much. Definitely not. But you see, I think probably you wouldn't have become a midwife, because I've got a feeling you would have tried out at stand-up clubs or something like that, would you?
I did. And when things started to happen for me, I suppose it was at the time when I think my mum was thinking, come on, you know,
get a
fair's
job.
fair. Yeah. Come on.
But weren't you thinking you might be a straight actress?
Yeah, definitely. I just felt there was more chance of making an impression in not, you know, I mean, I don't do impressions, but do you know what I mean? I just felt there was more headway I could gain by sort of doing stand-up to then get noticed, to then maybe do some comedy jobs, to then... Because I'd gone to drama school and I'd done the kind of the straight stuff. It's just that it wasn't... I wasn't
moving fast enough.
It wasn't at all moving fast enough.
You hadn't bought a manor house, for instance.
I've done nothing. I've not bought a toaster.
No.
On the proceeds of my stint on the bill.
No. Who were you on the bill?
I was only ever in 3 episodes.
Oh, okay.
But I was different characters in each 3 episodes.
Were you?
Yeah.
So you've revisited there 3 times?
Yeah. In fact, when I left college, as long as you'd been out of the bill for 8 months, you could be in it again. So we thought, God, job for life. You know what I mean?
Every 8 months?
Every 8 months, that's a working actor.
Different disease every 8 months.
Exactly. London's Burning. He's in that twice. Yeah. I mean, it's like, God, come on.
I can die in a fire. I can be a copper. I can have conjunctivitis.
Exactly. So I did that, but as you say, it just sort of wasn't really moving fast enough. And I think unless you are one of the very lucky few who come out of drama school and get snapped up and then get whisked away, it's really hard. And I knew that there wasn't anything you can really do to further your own cause as a straight actress, whereas as a comedy actress, you can, because you can... I mean, no, I suppose if you do want to write your own play, you can go and do that, but there's not... I think it must be a lot harder, because I started doing stand-up and things began to move quite quickly, because...
Do you think you've burnt your bridges when it comes to straight acting now, or not? Or do you really want to be able to do
I hope
a bit
not.
of everything?
I would like to be able to do a bit of everything, yeah, no, I would like to. I love comedy, and comedy's what's given me my career, really. Yeah. You know what I mean? It has.
Yeah.
But when what raises your profile is something that's very specific, like with me, it's a teenage girl.
And an old lady.
An old lady, which, for various reasons, I'm probably not naturally castable as those in the real world.
That's true, yes.
I want to, you know, it's striking that balance of being absolutely thrilled that this has taken off, but being careful that people don't recognise you as those characters so much that they don't want you to do anything else, which I'm sure you understand.
Part of the luggage. Yeah. It's a very tricky thing. And it's an even trickier thing, actually, the more popular a particular character becomes. Yeah. I mean, we were lucky that none of our actual characters became particularly popular. It's true. Everything was sort of equally part of the old melee when it came to a sketch show. We didn't have anything where people said, oh, do that, do that.
Yeah.
And we might have wanted that, actually. I don't think I would have walked away from that.
Yeah.
Do you have social pressure to be funny?
I don't go out.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. But nobody likes you, do they? So you don't get invited anywhere, so you don't have that problem.
It's a relief and a release. Yeah, no, I don't.
You don't. Are you particularly extra grumpy at home?
Yeah, I think I am. I think I'm, you know, I'm certainly not 24/7 catchphrase queen.
Do you get people thanking you for making them laugh?
I do.
What do you feel about that?
I think, well, what can you... I mean, it's at its purest, you know, offering. It's fantastic. What a lovely thing for people to recognise you as, and for you to make that contribution to their day. On the other hand, what do you mean?
Do you ever say that?
No, of course
you just
not.
Say
I say
thank
thank you. Of course.
Do you feel embarrassed?
Yeah.
I do too, and I haven't really worked out what it is.
Yeah,
it's... hoping you might have a solution.
No, thank you for making me laugh. I don't know, because maybe is it we're embarrassed to admit to ourselves that we're really making people laugh? Because that's the other thing that I find strange, because it's all fairly new, things taking off. And when I did my first series, I thought, God, the BBC are great to do all this.